What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today, quick job. I'm pouring a little concrete pad, bottom of a deck. We're gonna brush it at the end to give it some traction so you don't slip and fall, all right? I had to dig it out. Stay tuned, I'm gonna frame it. We're gonna mix some cement. We're gonna throw some wire in it. You know, this big, you really don't need the wire mesh, but I'm gonna put it in there, float it, and you'll see the finished product, so stay tuned. Thank you. All right, so I'm back. We framed this out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a 2x6. Okay, you wanna have a slight pitch because this property goes down a little bit, so you want the water to run off. Okay, what I'm using here is just basic stuff. We're gonna use a wheelbarrow. Okay, grab yourself one of these. This is a hoe, cuz. See the holes in it? So when you're mixing the cement, it goes through the holes. It's easier to mix. Basic stuff. We're gonna have a couple of trowels. We're gonna have a broom. Okay, you could use a big broom to sweep it off at the end to make it a non-slip surface. Or if you want to use a little hand one, you can use a little hand one. All right, so we're gonna grab the cement. We're gonna start mixing it in a wheelbarrow. I mean, you could use a wheelbarrow, or you could use one of these portable trays here. Okay, this thing's about 12 bucks at Home Depot, and you could reuse this thing. The only reason I'm using this is I could wheel up to the edge and dump it instead of bending down and, you know, things like that. But if you're doing a one-time job, grab one of those for 14 bucks instead of a wheelbarrow if you don't want to spend the money on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this mesh. I'm going to cut it to fit. We're going to put one layer of concrete down, about 3 inches. Then we're going to cut a piece of this mesh. We're going to put it inside and then finish off with concrete. This will keep the concrete pad from cracking. It'll hold that strength together, you know, inside the concrete. Again, this small size here, probably don't need the meshing. You know, big jobs, they use rebarb, the big wire, you know, rebarb. But I'm gonna throw this in anyways, make it strong. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna mix some cement and we'll start floating it out. All right, so what we're doing, we're just mixing up some cement. Come a little closer if you want. Just want to get some water in here. Just keep mixing it around. You want to bring it over here, and you want to just dump it right in. Okay? When you dump it in, over here, cuz. Keep it on there. Then you want to just do a real quick job by just spreading this stuff out. Once you get yourself a layer, okay? Give it a little, hit it down a little bit. Once we get more cement on top of this, it'll cover it, and then we'll float it. All right, stay tuned. All right, after putting your first layer down, and then you put your mesh in, the next couple bags, you want to make it a little bit more watery than normal. So when you pour it in, it'll kind of form itself, okay? But you don't want too much water. All right, so we're gonna pour this in, and it'll pretty much start forming to that box there. Okay, once you pour your concrete in the form, your little makeshift square, you want to, I like to use the wood floats. You just want to go back and forth nice and easy. Okay, let the concrete settle. Okay, you see a little film of water on here. Don't worry about that, that'll dry up. You want to just go back and forth nice and easy. You let it dry a little bit, and you can get the edge tool and make an edge around the square here. But let me just finish forming this guy up, and we should be good to go. So when you're done, I like to go over it with the metal float. That's so nice and easy. Alright, it's looking good. Let this thing dry a little bit. Then we're going to brush it with a broom, get some brush marks in it for a non-slip surface, and then we'll put an edge around it with the edging tool. The one thing I can't stress enough when you're working with concrete, when you're finished, clean off your tools, spray them down, because once that stuff hardens, forget it. You know, just give everything a quick spray down with the water. All right, hand tools, all that stuff. This way, when you need it for the next time, it's ready to go. All right, let's go over here. We'll check this out. We gotta let this dry. Put a little too much water in it for now, but it'll dry up. And I'll run that broom across the top and come back in a day or two, cut that box out and backfill it, and it'll be all set. After letting the concrete cure a little bit, you want to take your brush. Okay, you could either take a hand brush and stroke. You could try to stroke the lines, which isn't working out too well, so I'm going to grab my broom. Okay. You're going to take your broom and put it on there nice and easy. And you're going to come down with it. Okay? You're going to apply some pressure. Okay? You can't see it, but it's there, and it'll dry rough, so you won't slip. It'll be a non-slip surface. I'm going to hit it a few more times with the broom, and then I'll put a nice edge on it. Now what I like to do when I'm done with the broom, I like to take my edger here, and I'll put a link to the bottom of this particular part, and you want to put it down into the corner. Okay, I want to kind of raise up a little bit, and as you're coming across, you know, you get it started like this. All right. And then you want to go back and forth the other way a few times. You know, form it so nice and easy. And you can see it looks pretty nice. And I'm going to do that. Sorry about that, blocking it with my finger, but I'm going to put that edge all the way around this thing, okay? All right, here it is. The edge is done, okay? The broom finish is in the middle, okay? It's going to come out nice when it's dry. I'll come back in 24 to 48 hours, take this form off, the 2x6, and then I'll backfill it and off to the next project. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share the video. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below. And again, look down at the bottom in the description. I'll put the links to some of the tools I used, from the wheelbarrows to the trowels. Okay? You guys have a nice rest of the week. We'll catch you on the next one.